NHL recommences games tonight, but the Calgary Flames still have one more day of rest before playing in San Jose tomorrow. Therefore, the trade talks and rumors are ripe for a chatter. One writer labels 3 Flames as trade candidates for the upcoming trade deadline, and another writer brings up a trade target and potential deal for the Flames in their endeavors for a young center. We're going to get into all that and more in this video, but first I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family, and let's hop in and talk about who is on the block. Of course, the trade block is what we're talking about here, because let's face it, without any Flames actual action on the ice, we got to talk about all the off-ice stuff, and who doesn't love a good trade rumor or two. Now, the first thing we're going to take a look at here is from NHL Trade Rumors, written by Shane Sini here. So three Calgary Flames trade candidates heading into 2025. If you can hear a dog barking in the background, I do apologize for that, but hopefully you can just focus on what I'm saying here. Now, these trade candidates, they aren't exactly new to us, but the more and more we get, the more we approach the trade deadline itself, which honestly is sneaking up on us, the more likely it is that these guys will be traded. The first one, of course, is Dan Vladar. Actually, we need to have our little intro first. Spoiler, one of them is going to be Vladar. So the Calgary Flames have surprised many this season for their strong play. The Flames get set for action after the holiday break with a 16-11-7 record, good for just 2 points out of the first wild card spot in the Western Conference. Only 2 points out of a playoff spot after the Christmas break ain't too bad at all. Hopefully heading into the new year right around there as well. So general manager Craig Conroy has shown throughout his tenure he's not shy to make bold trades, and regardless if the Flames are in the hunt or not, Conroy could very well pull the trigger on another deal. Here's 3 trade candidates to watch out of Calgary in early 2025. Do you have any guesses of who the first one might be? I have no idea. Oh, it's Dan Vladar. So Vladar seems like a given, of course. Even without me spoiling it earlier in this video, everyone knew he's definitely probably the Flames' best trade candidate right now, just because of contract, his fit with the plans for the future, his age, the need for goalies, and everything. So he's behind the goaltender of the future in Dustin Wolf. He's a pending free agent, and there's several teams who could be interested leading up to the March 7th trade deadline. Vladar earns $2.2 million against the cap this season and has posted a 6-6-5 record with a 3.07 goals against average. Keep an eye on the Hurricanes and the Penguins leading up to the trade deadline. Weird stuff going on with Pittsburgh. Are they going for the playoffs? Do they suck? Should they sell everyone? I don't know what's going on there, and their goaltending situation is an absolute mess. But the key thing here is the $2.2 million against the cap is a very tradable contract. We just saw today, who was it? Was it MacKenzie Blackwood, I believe, who's now on the Avalanche, just signed a huge contract. I think it was something like 5.75 a mil or 5.25 mil per year, which is still insane. I think it was a 5-year contract as well. Maybe I should have fact checked before blabbing, but still, 2.2 million is easily tradable, and teams should be able to afford that, and a team like the Hurricanes could really pursue Vladar as we do approach early March there. So definitely expect a Vladar trade. If you have any proposals, as always, feel free to put them down in the comments. Love seeing what you guys come up with. Let's get to the next one here. Andrei Kuzmenko. Maybe a little harder to trade these days, but Kuzmenko is having a bad year at a bad time. The 28-year-old winger has just 1 goal and 10 points in 28 games and is a pending UFA this summer. He's on the books for $5.5 million per year and owns a 12-team no-trade clause. He's shown he's capable of putting the puck in the net, scoring 22 goals last season and 39 the year before. This year is a different story. A trade feels more likely than a contract extension at this point. While a trade probably feels more likely than an extension, in my opinion, again, I've said it on certain videos before, I genuinely think Kuzmenko is destined to go back to the KHL next year. He'll play out the rest of the year as a Flame. We'll see if he actually does play. And that's what becomes so hard with all of these guys that are involved in trade rumors, is a lot of them maybe aren't getting as much playing time as they need in order to show their value, which hurts the Flames, but then actually playing them also hurts the Flames. You think of guys right now that are getting a chance to play, like Pelche. We'd much rather have Pelche in the lineup, but Pelche is playing, Dewar is playing. Would you rather have guys like that in, or do you want Kuzmenko to slot back in, hopefully get his value going up, and hopefully getting some gosh darn goals to really get things going? But it's an interesting situation with Kuzmenko. I think we all know that, and it is starting to get a little bit frustrating. Now, the last one is Tyson Barrie, another guy who is getting absolutely no playing time at this point. So Barrie turned a PTO into a one-year deal, but unfortunately hasn't been able to secure consistent minutes on the back end. We really haven't seen much of Barrie at all over the last, month or even 2 months now. The veteran puck mover has 1 goal and 2 points in 9 games and has shown in the past, in the right situation, he can be an effective two-way threat. Look for a team Barrie's familiar with to reach out to the Flames regarding a deal in early 2025. And again, at least with Barrie, a lot of teams are familiar with his play. They know what Barrie is about, but again, his value is so low right now, and it's not getting any higher with him not getting any minutes. So it's, again, one of those situations. Would you rather have Barrie in to try and get his value up? Would you rather just have Barrie in to actually play for the Flames for the rest of the year? Or do you just want Conroy to kind of try to strike whatever deal he can for Barrie without him slotting into the lineup too much and disturbing what the Flames do have going on as a pretty solid decor on certain nights, we can say. Now, to continue kind of this trade talk, I suppose, is there was also this posted on The Athletic, and it was a trade target for every single team. And so the target for the Flames, they said, written by Julian MacKenzie, was Marco Rossi, a young center. So once again, we've talked about Rossi on the channel before. He would be great to acquire. He would just be very, very expensive. So the cost here, in Julian MacKenzie's opinion, is Yegor Sharangovich and a second-round pick. Which is very interesting. So the reality, the Flames have sought a young forward between the ages of 18 and 23 whom they could keep long-term as they infuse younger talent around their nucleus. Just like Sharky, Rossi is a versatile forward who can play wing and center. If the Wild are quick to move on from him, you can expect the Flames to kick tires. You have to think, with the potential of teams seeking his services, that the asking price will go up. It also helps that Rossi is playing at a high level while Sharangovich is off to a slow start. But acquiring Rossi would be an upgrade on the slightly older Sharangovich. The Flames are also unafraid of parting with draft picks to acquire young talent, and they have 2 second-round picks in 2025. If that's what it takes, the Flames should be all over this move. The way Sharky's playing this year and the way Rossi's playing this year, I honestly don't think that's enough. I think the Wild would want even more. Maybe you'd have to give up both second-round picks, and we know if Brad Treliving was still the GM, he'd be throwing around picks like crazy. But Marco Rossi is definitely someone we should be keeping eyes on. Isn't there like a soccer manager named Marco Rossi as well? I always read that name and think it's someone else. But either way, love these trade rumors going on here. I think we could very well see some good trades happening in the next couple of months. Now, I just wanted to take a look at a couple miscellaneous items here. Just some quick things to talk about before we head into the comment of the day, of course. But the first one I wanted to say was talking about this big break that the Flames are on. So the 7-day gap between games from December 21st to 28th for the Flames is tied with their 2000 Christmas break, which was also 7 days from the 22nd to 29th for the longest scheduled break the Flames have really ever had. In the olden days, they had plenty of years where they played on the 23rd and then again on Boxing Day. So definitely in this century for sure, pretty much the longest break. Well, the Flames had 19 days between games in 2021 from the 11th to 30th, but that was because of a COVID outbreak and wasn't a scheduled break. So this is their longest scheduled break, we can say, that the Flames have had. It certainly seems like it's been forever since the Flames last played, especially since it was a matinee game too. It almost seemed like it was a fairy tale, even though that game ended up being amazing against Chicago. But definitely, I think a lot of us are ready for the Flames to be back in action tomorrow night, of course. The other thing I want to take a look at was our one guy in the World Junior Hockey Championship right now. So Flames prospect Axel Hurtig and Sweden opened up the World Juniors with a win. He didn't see too much ice time, and he was kind of slotted in as like the 7th D-man sort of thing, but didn't play too bad. Obviously did enough to get the win, and we hope he does well throughout this tournament. Hopefully he can get even more ice time and showcase his true abilities as a stay-at-home defenseman. Now let's wrap this one up with the comment of the day, as we love to do. It actually comes from yesterday's video all about Hurtig, and it comes from Gordon, who said that everyone forgets how young Zane is. He needs time to develop and get stronger physically. A lot of people are up in arms about Parekh not being on Team Canada, and while it's true, it does make sense the way that the Canadians do always build their teams. It's unfortunate for us as Flames fans that he's not on there. I'm sure Parekh is angry about it for sure, but again, as Flames fans, there have been comments circulating on all over social media saying like, I don't know if he's really the real deal, you know, all that thing. And of course, you can't 100% guarantee that he's going to be the real deal, but whoa, he's still so young. Give him some time. He looks absolutely insane no matter what. And let's keep some faith that he will be the absolute best defenseman in Flames history. Oh, baby, we love that. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe like we saw here today and have a wonderful rest of your day.